existed without place is false. Number one, when we say he's existed, that means there is an exister. So how do you say he's existed while we know that one of the attributes of Allah is the exister, al-wajid? So what would be your answer when someone asks you, who did the existing of God? Who brought God to existence? You call him existed. Mawjood. Number two, the Ash'aris are so ignorant to the extent that they do not know that this term is the false doctrine of the Mu'tazila, whom their Shaykh Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari was defending them, affiliating himself to them for 40 years, and then he repented from that. In his book Maqalat al-Islamiyyin, page 212, you can see it clearly. He said that among the Mu'tazila are those who said that Allah exists without place. This is not a term that you find in the Quran or the Sunnah, or the companions, or Ahmad ibn Hanbal, or Sufyan al-Thawri. No. You find it with the Mu'tazila, those whom Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, whom the Ash'aris are taking the name of their cult from him. He stated that this is what the Mu'tazila believed in. So the Ash'aris do not know that they are in this Mu'tazila. And we agree with the Ash'aris that Mu'tazila are the worst misguided people. That's why Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari left them. Furthermore, the Mu'tazila say that Allah is in nowhere and He is as He used to be before. Nowhere. This is not what Allah said. He said He created the heavens and the earth within 6 days, and then He went over His throne. He did not say, and He remained as He was, in which the Ash'aris are catching and upholding and repeated like parrots. This is not what Allah said. And al-Ash'ari himself quoted them saying this term of misguidance. Look at the document. That's number two. Number three, this statement has no existence. God has existed without place. This is not existed in any place. This term is not existed in any place. Neither book nor sunnah. But rather, the contrary is that what is in the book of, but what is in the book of Allah and the sunnah of His Prophet is the opposite of that term. Allah told us in many ayat that He created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Then He went over His throne. Then He did it. What this statement say? He is as He was after creating the heavens and the earth. No. He is as He described Himself to us, that He went over the throne. So I wonder how this became a slogan of Tawheed and one of the pillars of Deen, while we do not find for it any base, any background, any origin, and none of the Salaf mentioned it. Are you telling us that now you know what the Prophet didn't know? Neither him, nor the companions, nor the Tabi'een, nor the leaders of the Salaf like Imam Ahmad, al-Shafi'i, Ibn al-Mubarak, al-Awza'i, none of them mentioned anything like that. You know what this reminds me? That reminds me of the Shia, who said that the matter of imamate, leadership, is one of the pillars of Deen. And when we ask them, where is that pillar? Is it in the Quran? They kept silent. Oh, after that, they tried to bring some ayat in an elusive way, telling us that they indicate the meaning of leadership. Like when Allah said to the Prophet Ibrahim, I'm making you Imam. See, that's for Ali. No, we may say, if this means a promise of leadership, it's for Abu Bakr after the Prophet, because Ali gave him bay'ah. We're not going to change the topic now. But I'm showing you that people hold false doctrines as a slogan of deen while there is no background for it, it's baseless. You brought this statement existed without place so that it will be an alternative to this ayah. ثم استوى على العرش. Then he elevated, went up over his throne, in order to persuade people and divert their minds from this ayah, that he went over his throne after creating the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Number 5, you say without place. Now wait a minute. Is the throne of Allah place or not? Look, either it's place or a time. So which one you take? Pick and choose. The throne is a place in which the angels lift, in which the Prophet will be prostrating beneath it at the day of gathering, in which the Prophet described La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power, there is no might but with Allah. That this beautiful term is a treasure beneath the throne of Allah. So saying that Allah is existed without place, it obliges you to deny that the throne of Allah is a place. Some of them did. They said that the Arsh, the throne of Allah, is the knowledge. The term Allah is existed without place is similar to the term there is no God. Note here that the Ash'aris say that Allah is neither inside the world nor outside the world. As Al-Ghazali said it in his book Ihya Ulum al-Din, he is neither inside the world nor outside the world, which means he's not existed. You know what? They lost their God. They'll keep searching for him until at the day of judgment they will realize that they were wrong. So you do not find this term without place, but what you find in the Quran, what is contrary of this, like أَأَمِنْتُم مَّن فِي السَّمَاءِ, are you secured that the one who is in the height, he is in the height, إِلَيْهِ يَصْعَدُ الْكَلِمُ الطَّيِّبُ, to him the good words arises. And he said to Isa, إِنِّي مُتَوَفِّيكَ وَرَافِعُكَ إِلَيَّ, I am accomplishing you and raising you up unto me. Well, some people make, some challenges against this ayah. They say, but Isa is in the second sky, but while Allah is over the seventh. So they want to, those people, I know them, they just want to disagree with the ayat of Allah. We say to them, also the angels are with Allah, as Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ. This is the last ayah of Surah Al-A'raf. A'raf is chapter number 7. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ, those who are with your Lord, لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِهِ, they do not refuse their worship to Him. وَيُسَبِّحُونَ, and they celebrate His praises. وَلَهُ يَسْجُدُونَ, and to Him they prostrate. They are with your Lord, and among them are those who are in the 7th heaven, 6th heaven, and among them are those who are in the 7th and the 2nd. So in general, all of those creatures who are with your Lord are in the upper world. So when Allah rose Isa, he rose him to the upper world. And he's with your Lord, just like the angels who are with your Lord. And it doesn't mean necessarily that they are over the throne. The other ayah. يَخَافُونَ رَبَّهُمْ مِنْ فَوْقِهِمْ. That supports what I was saying. That the angels fear Allah who is over them. So they are with Allah, but Allah is over them. It's very clear. We are so rich, not with money, but with evidences. And the Prophet said to the concubine in Sahih Muslim, where is Allah? And she said, in as-sama, he's in the height.
She didn't say
Existed without place. You know, a concubine succeeded in the question, but all the Ash'aris and all the philosophers failed in answering the question of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet said, "Irhamu man fil ard, yarhamkum man fis sama." Be merciful to those on earth, then the one who is in the heaven will be granting you mercy. I have plenty of evidences, but I don't want to make it long. But I just wanted to bring some samples here, some examples to prove that you have nothing, that you are opposing these ayat by fabricating this statement, which has no base, neither from the Quran, nor the Sunnah, nor the Sahaba, nor the Tabi'in. Number 6, isn't as-sama a place? And Allah said that He is in it, which means over it. أَأَمِنْتُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ, the one who's in the height. If they say to you that ayah is not talking about Allah, you can shut their mouth by referring them, taking them to the ayah number 67 of the chapter called Al-Isra, chapter number 17, which is identical to this ayah, أَأَمِنْتُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ, and it mentions Allah. So the heaven is a place. The arsh over it is a place. And Allah, istawa, went over this place. Allah will not be asking me at the Day of Judgment, why did you believe this? I'll be saying to Him, this is what you said. Take an important notice here, that Bukhari narrated from his Shaykh, Muhammad ibn Yusuf, that whoever denies that Allah is over His throne, he is heretic, disbeliever. Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, page number 22.
when she replied that Allah is in as-sama, in the height, over, He ordered her owner to free her. Why? The Prophet said, because she is a believer. Look at the hadith, crystal clear. So what is the benefit of the Prophet testifying that the concubine is a believer when she said he is up? So what about the Ash'aris now? According to the Prophet's approval of her iman, that means those who disagree with the concubine, he has no iman. Otherwise, what is the benefit of the Prophet's judgment to her? If both are the same in iman, those who deny that Allah is up, those who believe that Allah is up.
So I don't care about what you understand from the ayah. I care about the Salaf, whom al-Bukhari narrated them saying that the one who denies that Allah is over His throne, he's kafir.
And this judgment agrees with the judgment of the Prophet to the concubine.
So if the throne is makan, place, how do you say without place? That means without arsh, without throne. Number 7, he who does not know Allah, the one who's over His throne, he doesn't know a Lord, a God in reality. Number 8, when Allah wanted to tell us that He is in as-sama, He said, أَأَمِنْتُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ, are you secure of the one who is in the height, in as-sama? He said it. So Allah wanted us to believe it, that's why He said it. Why didn't He say, أَأَمِنْتُمْ مَنْ لَيْسَ فِي السَّمَاءِ? Why didn't he say, are you secured of the one who's not in the height? Why didn't he say, أأمنتم من ليس في مكان بلا مكان? Are you secured of the one who's without place? He didn't say that. He said, are you secured of the one who's in as-sama? Surah Al-Mulk, ayah number 16, as far as I remember. Number 9. Isn't it ironic that your head establisher of the Ash'ari madhab, he states clearly that this is the term of the misguided Mu'tazila. Then you find the Ash'aris are so proudly saying it as if it became just like saying La ilaha illallah. They keep saying it repeatedly. Do you think that you're rewarded for that? Wallah. Not even one hasana. Wallah. But the contrary. Because you are repeating like parrots the terms of the philosophers. You know what? Let's add number 10 to be a question. I deny what you say. And I am kafir in this statement that you're repeating. What is my verdict? Will Allah be punishing me? Do I become kafir if I say I disbelieve in this? You can't. You don't dare. If you dare to say yes, then bring me the excuse. Give me the evidence.
In fact, the hadith of the concubine will be classifying you as disbelievers because you disagree to say what the concubine said, and the Prophet approved her faith when she said Allah is up.
So I'll be having no excuse with Allah the day of judgment. But you can't bring an evidence. So if you say to me, I'm kafir because I say it, you become kafir because you don't bring the evidence. And you use it to deny, to oppose what Allah said and what His Prophet ﷺ said. What about the hadith, the long hadith about the Prophet's ascending to the upper world? According to Sahih Muslim, the Prophet said, then I descended, I went to my Lord, and then I descended from my Lord to Musa, regarding reducing the numbers of prayers from being 50 to 5. So the Musa said, get back to your Lord and ask him to reduce the number of the prayers. Then the Prophet went up, then he said, then I descended from my Lord to Musa. So what does this mean something or nothing to you? Number 11, why do we find tons of evidences, authentic evidences, while you do not find even one evidence, clear evidence? But do you find the opposite of it? A lot. They'll say to you, scholar so-and-so said it, Shafi'i, and the scholar Hanafi so-and-so, he said it, and the Maliki scholar said it. But they cannot say to you that Imam Ahmad said it, Al-Shafi'i said it, or Allah said it. They can't. They can bring you tens of clerics of madhahib who are Ash'aris. Number 12, the Ash'aris quote this hadith, كان الله ولم يكن شيء قبله. Allah was while there was nothing before him. The hadith doesn't stop here. It continues. وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ, and his throne was over the water. Look, they wish that you do not pay attention to the last part of the hadith. وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ, because this part of the hadith proves the existence of throne and water when the Prophet said Allah was while there was nothing before him. Now they may say to you, but there's another narration. It says Allah was while there was nothing other than him. Continue. Continue the riwayah, the narration. Also it says, and his throne was over the water. So is there any contradiction? The Prophet's talking about this world. Allah was, after creating the heavens and the earth. He's talking about this world. Otherwise, there will be a contradiction. And the correct narration is Allah was while there was nothing before him. And this is so identical to the other hadith. أنت الأول فليس قبلك شيء. Oh Allah, you are the first there's nothing before you. وأنت الآخر فليس بعدك شيء. And you are the last where there will be nothing after you. Very clear. So don't use the term Allah was while there was nothing with him other than him, because those narrations, they contain also in their last part, and his throne was over the water. So in these ahadith, which say that there was nothing, Allah was while there was nothing, then it says there is, and it says at the same time that when there was nothing before him, there was a throne and water. Now there's no contradiction in this narration, in which Imran ibn Husayn narrated, which is authentic. There's no contradiction here, because this hadith is saying there was nothing before him.
Note here that those who took the narration from Imran ibn Husayn, one of them narrated with the term غيره, other than him, while the correct is before him.
Not with him. If the hadith says nothing with him, so how the Prophet is saying, and there was throne and water? So you can't use this hadith as evidence for you. Number 13, I return to the same question. Kafartu, I disbelieved in this term. Allah is existed without place. What is my ruling in the law of Allah, in the Sharia of Allah? Do I become kafir? You know, if you have even one evidence, you will be rushing to judge me as a kafir, but you have nothing. Number 14, I think I've mentioned that before. If I will be standing before Allah the day of judgment, and He asks me, why did you believe that I'm over my throne and I'm in as-sama? I'll be saying to Him, oh Allah, I did not describe you except by what you described yourself and what your Prophet described you. But if Allah asked you, when you stand before Him, why did you say what my messenger did not teach you? You have no answer. Number 15. We have in Sahih Muslim, hadith number 299. Don't forget the hadith. That Allah will be coming to people before entering Jannah in His image. He will be coming to them. Then the hadith says, then He will be appearing to them laughing. Then He will depart. Then they will be following Him.
This hadith is narrated in Sahih Muslim, hadith number 316.
Then He will be departing, then they will be following Him. Is it false to say that they'll be following Allah? No. Because Allah said in the Quran, وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلَكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. And your Lord came, and the angels
too are coming in lines.
Lines after lines after lines. I will end it up with this hadith, and it will be outraging the Ash'aris. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that I will be seeking permission that I will enter the house of my Lord, Now, I don't know how the exact translation in English, but in Arabic, it clearly states the following. ثم أعود الثالثة فأستأذن على ربي في داره. في داره. That's rated in Sahih Bukhari. Hadith number 7,440 and 6,886. What else do you want? You know, they say that the seeker of truth, one evidence is sufficient for him. But the fleeing one from the truth, the seeker of falsehood, if you give him 1,000 evidences, he won't respond. He won't agree. Where's the meaning of Islam with those people? Submission. Why don't you submit to what Allah mentioned and His Prophet ﷺ? At the end I say, this term was fabricated, موجود بلا مكان, existed without place, was fabricated, innovated, to oppose, to disagree with what Allah said in His Quran, that He went over His throne, to oppose what the Prophet said, that Allah is in as-sama. If you fear Allah and you observe, recognize, standing before Allah the Day of Judgment, you must disbelieve in this term. It's philosophic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.